Welcome to the Living Big podcast, where we're all about embracing life to the fullest. Hey, I'm Marley.
And I'm Kylie, and we're thrilled you're here. We explore how to pursue our passions, nurture meaningful connections, and inject some serious fun into our lives.
We're here to show you you're not alone.
And we want to do what we can to ease the stresses of everyday life and help you in your journey of living big.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Event Penguin, your go-to solution for creating unforgettable events. Say goodbye to clunky and hard-to-use event sites and create your next event in minutes today.
Whether it's a party, conference, or a networking event, Event Penguin has everything you need to bring your vision to life. Visit eventpenguin.com today and discover beautiful, customizable event pages that make planning a breeze. With a seamless guest experience, Event Penguin lets you focus on what truly matters, making your event a smashing success. Start building your community through events effortlessly. Jump in!
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Living Big podcast. We are beyond excited for our very special guest today. Okay, I have a fun little intro. Obviously, our guest today is Meg Livingston.
Hi.
We're super excited to have her here. She is a rock star mom and businesswoman. She started as a graphic designer, which is very apparent if you have seen either of her businesses' branding. She's a traveler, foodie, fashion icon, obviously.
Oh.
And
That's
recreational
nice.
reader. She currently runs Post Accessories Cutie Earrings and her surprisingly successful, her words not mine, little sister page, The Shop, Saucy Kindle Cases.
Yes. Well, thank you. That was so nice. That's so nice. I'm happy to be here.
I just pulled it off of your pages and what I have found, so it's out there.
Thank you. Jeez.
I want to know a little bit more about why you decided to start both of your companies.
Well, they have very different starting places.
Yeah.
I started Post, which is my jewelry brand, I launched in August of 2019.
Okay.
I had prepared for almost a year. As Marley mentioned earlier, my background is in graphic design, and a lot of that had been spent doing product development for other brands and a focus on branding itself. And so I decided, well, why not just do it
For
myself?
Yeah.
And so Post started out of a dire necessity. We were in a lot of debt, medical debt, student loans, credit card debt, like we were drowning. And at the time I had two really young children and we just felt financially destitute. And I said, okay, at the time I was doing some freelance branding for other small brands. So I did one branding client. I took that money that I made from that job and I started Post. I chose jewelry because at the time I only had one piercing and I liked earrings. I've always liked earrings. It's nice because I was newly postpartum and my clothes didn't fit quite right. And I was like, well, earrings fit.
Yeah.
So we'll
no
start
matter
there.
what. Right.
And then out of logistics, we were in a tiny apartment. It was like less than 500 square feet with our two children. And so I needed something with a small footprint.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So jewelry made sense. So that was the birth of Post, and she's been lovely. And as she was growing up, I ran into a few hurdles that I realized I don't know if I could necessarily undo them with this specific brand. And so I started reading recreationally, which is a ridiculous thing to say. But the more women that I talk to, this is like the same story for so many of us, is that 15 years ago, we read Twilight.
Yeah.
It was a great time. We were 15.
Right.
Fast forward, we're 30 now, and we're like, oh, I liked reading. Mm-hmm. And so we started reading again. And so I started with like the canon series, A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is like what so many start with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I love reading. I stopped watching TV and I started reading. Is it awesome?
Yes. I mean, if you love it, if it's bringing you joy.
It was fun. And so I was reading my physical books and they were taking up so much space everywhere. And I would like travel and like fill my carry-on with so many books.
And it's so heavy.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And so my good friend Kels was like, have you heard of a Kindle? And I was like, ew, I don't want another screen. I like the aesthetic of reading a physical book. Like, it's cute. It's cuter.
Yeah.
And
the smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was
The
like,
sounds.
you're so dumb. Respectfully. Kelsey is my queen. She's my muse. And her parents gifted me a Kindle.
Oh, that's
in a
so
very
nice.
roundabout way. And so I started reading on this Kindle, and I was like, this is changing my life.
Yeah.
I can read on the go. And then I wanted an accessory, which is so millennial of me because millennials just want to accessorize everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at the tumblers we have.
Yeah.
Well,
There's no reason for my tumbler to like be neon pink and like, but it's cute. Why not?
Do you remember when we all had bedazzled phones?
Yes.
And that was the thing?
Bedazzled jeans.
Right.
I don't know.
Bedazzled belts.
I'm
Bedazzled
older.
pockets.
I'm probably older than both of you.
I'm 29.
I'm
Oh,
28.
okay. Well, we remember the
I'm
bedazzled
like,
jeans.
you're like a year older than me.
Yeah, we see how we got
literally
here.
had a bedazzled belt buckle like
Yeah.
this. big.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Miss Me's.
I grew up in
never had
Utah.
those.
I'm not a cowboy.
See, it's not a mystery as to why we're here.
No.
And so I wanted to accessorize my Kindle, and I found like a handful of like really small Etsy shops who were releasing designs super sparingly, and I just wanted more. I wanted something also sort of cheeky. A lot of my Kindle cases are a nod to spicy books, which I find just hilarious
Not
because
smut, right?
yeah, my bestseller says not smut, which okay, yes it is. And
I have a good girl, by the way.
yeah, see? And it's like subtle enough that some people are like, I don't know what that is. And then they just move along. But the girls who know. And it's like an immediate camaraderie between girls. And so it
We've
was sort
literally made a reading club out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, they love it.
It
all,
was-
all of the community loves it.
it was a bit of a fever dream. Paige just was born so quickly because I was so excited about it. And I couldn't find exactly what I wanted. And so I manufactured it myself. And that's how we are here.
That's
No, I
super
remember I had a Kindle when I was younger, like when the first Kindle came out.
Yes.
And I liked it, but it did always feel rather lackluster.
Yeah.
So then, getting back into reading as we all did in our
Yeah.
adulthood.
We all did.
Here we are. I have the same issue. I'm like, I will just pack my backpack full of all my physical copies of books and everything. And I kept hearing about the Kindle, but I really just thought that they looked kind of gross.
Yeah. It's just like another screen.
Yeah.
Could we not?
Well, I was like, I could just read on my phone. Like, what's the difference? And it's not cute.
Yeah.
But I do like the thinness of it and everything. And then I found your page before I even made the connection that Marley knew you. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, I have to get a Kindle because I need this case. And it's so cute. And now I actually like reading out of it. And I don't feel like
Good.
an old grandma.
Good.
Because it looks so cute.
Well, thank you.
So I love it.
Who here got a Kindle because of Paige the Shop?
Both of us.
That's so nice. I'm glad we're in the club together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun club, for
It
sure.
is.
Yes.
Reading club.
Yes.
It's not just for 80-year-olds.
No.
No, I feel like it's predominantly 30-year-old women.
Yeah.
Like we're taking over. And I love that for us. I do.
It's way fun. Okay, let's see. Today we are gonna get a little bit vulnerable, talking all things girlhood, authenticity, and our mutual love and respect for Taylor Swift.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. At the time of filming this, it has been about a year since Kai and I went. I'm not sure when you first went, but I think it was
July.
okay.
So almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went a year ago this past weekend.
Arizona? Vegas.
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 And it was like last minute. Marley and I really wanted to go
Yeah.
to any of the shows, but then we didn't get in line, like
Yeah.
we didn't get the VIP
It didn't
spot.
put me in the queue.
Yeah.
Never got a code from
Me neither.
Ticketmaster.
We were the unlucky ones, so we
Yeah.
were like, okay, it's not happening.
It's not meant to be.
And we were resolved to that fact, and then when all of a sudden random tickets opened up at Vegas, we were like, we could drive down there in a day.
Yeah. On your way.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah.
What other option did you have? Like you
We had to go see her in
Uh-huh,
real
we had
life.
to go see.
Like, it literally is probably still the best moment of my life.
I think I'd agree.
Marriage, birth aside, like
Taylor Swift
live.
yes.
Absolutely.
I showed my husband a little piece of the Eras tour on Disney Plus the other day, and I was literally like getting emotional just as it started the countdown, the clock. I'm like, I can't believe I saw this in real life. And
I can't believe it.
He's like, honey, whoa.
That is so nice. You only made him watch a snippet. We have watched all of it.
Oh no,
many
he will
times.
be watching all of it.
My husband,
But we're doing it in pieces because it's a little much for him.
Fair.
I mean,
but he will see it all.
yes.
Because it's genius. It's the best concert I've ever
Truly.
witnessed.
I was really proud of my husband the other day because it was my birthday on Sunday, and he flipped on the Eras tour without me even like saying anything. Just put it on, and I was like, "Bless you."
What a
Thank
sweet
you.
man.
And he just sat there and watched it. I thought he'd fall asleep, but he watched the entire thing.
Happy birthday to you.
I know.
Honestly.
It was great.
I love that.
So cute. What a good
So
husband.
good. Yep. We had fun for sure.
Yeah. So diving right in, we want to start with the girlhood aspect of our topic. Girlhood authenticity, Taylor Swift. Obviously, girlhood has been a big part of Taylor Swift for me personally.
Yeah.
Like even before this episode, I was thinking to myself as I was doing dishes, oh my gosh, I literally used to drive around in my red Jetta listening to the album Red, just like sobbing my eyes out over that guy in high school. And, you know, thank goodness those things didn't work out, but like she was a pinnacle of my childhood, my girlhood. And then she's continued to be such an inspiration
Yes.
into my adulthood, girlhood, right? But something that Marley and I were talking about is as we've been kind of following you on social media, and then both as Marley knows you personally, you just seem so confident and self-assured. Were you always that way? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, that's nice. I really wish I had like a romantic story to say like, oh, I wasn't always this way and I developed this, but I have always just been this way. I'm not sure.
That's amazing.
I just have been this way. And I grew up always knowing like I was taught that I'm a capable person. Like, you're capable. Just be capable. And I think that stuck much deeper than I realized when I was younger.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't have insecurities because we all do, but something about knowing that everyone has insecurities kind of evens the playing field.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, if we're all going through the same like mental turmoil and sorting out how we feel about this or that, isn't it sort of like relieving that we're doing it together? So might as well just be confident in what we do have going for us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love that.
And embrace almost just like, yeah, okay, we've all got little insecurities here and there, but we're all awesome too.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Like,
amazing.
why not?
Yeah.
So like the alternative is to feel sad and to feel like just feel sad, and I don't want to do that.
No,
I don't want to do that.
I think that's
all the
incredibly
time anyway.
healthy that you were like, yeah, I feel confident, like I feel secure
Yeah.
in myself. And yes, there's obviously things that we want to work on or we don't love, but the fact that even from a young age, like that's amazing. That's
think-
what we want to work towards.
I
That's
think
what we
the
want to instill in
only-
our kids too.
Yeah, I think the only is like I just didn't like the alternative, so it's just like, well, fake it till you make it, I guess. And
Yeah.
it's worked
That's
mostly. You know, mostly it works.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
I think that's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Another question too, just on this. How do you think societal expectations of girlhood have evolved since you were younger?
Oh, so much. I feel like as a teenager, there was this ideal to not be a girl's girl. There was like a very popular narrative when I was in high school that was like, oh, I just don't really get along with other girls. Like, I much prefer to hang out with the boys.
Oh, absolutely.
That was like
Every
the
single
thing to be as a girl. It was like how to get attention from boys, and other girls were like, oh, it kind of equated to being like the chill girl or the
meant you were
cool
cool.
girl. And I hate that. I hate it. And then as we've gotten older, I feel like it's translated into like, well, I just don't want to be like other girls. I feel like in my early 20s, it was like, well, you know, I don't want to get on the trends. I don't want to do the same things that other girls are doing. Like,
I don't want to be basic.
Yeah, I'm not like other girls.
Yeah.
And that worked for a long time until it didn't. And I honestly think that last year was a huge wake-up call for so many women because of Taylor Swift, because of Beyonce, because of Barbie. Like,
absolutely.
it was the year of girls, and we realized, girls are amazing. Women are amazing. Women have amazing ideas.
Yeah.
So being like other girls seems like the direct result of the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be so convenient to be pitted against other women? Like, that feels like a good idea if they want women to lose. But as I've gotten older, like, I love being a girl's girl. I love all the girl things. I love going to Target. I love a pink drink from Starbucks. I love the Stanley Cups. I love every tumbler. I read dirty books. I text my friends. Like, we like to go out to cutie little restaurants, and we go just because it's cute. I don't care what the reviews are. Like, we go because it's cute. And
you
I
love
love
fall?
it. Yes, I love fall. I love pumpkin spice. I love Gilmore Girls. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, I do not subscribe to the narrative of not being a girl's girl. And so now, like, looking at my past self, maybe like my 15-year-old self versus my 30-year-old self, I much prefer my outlook on girlhood now.
Yeah.
Because it's the years of girlhood.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're leaning in, which I love.
I love that too. I feel like we're like finally waking up to other people too. For a long time, it was all very, at least for me, like self-focused.
Yeah.
Like girlhood means exactly what it means to me, and I'm focused on exactly how I'm going to be. And now it really is trying to be supporting of other women and excited for the things that they love and enjoy, and just embracing everyone and all the things that do make us girly.
Yes.
It's cute. Like, we're just girls. We just need to stay hydrated. We need 1,000 water bottles. We need all the things. We're just girls.
We just need a little treat at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's all we need.
I did something good today. I'm going to treat myself. It was a hard day I'm going to treat myself.
Yes.
Yep. I think the main thing for me is that I've just gotten, for me, it was a wake-up call. It was huge. All of that. This whole past year has been a serious wake-up call, because that was definitely me to a T. I'm a boys girl, right? I'm the chill girl.
I literally said those exact same things,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, no, I think we
I
all
was
did.
a doormat.
I'm
really.
only friends with boys.
Right.
Yeah.
Because girls are so dramatic.
They're
What
so
does that
dramatic.
mean? What does that mean?
It means you're dramatic.
They're usually like catty, and they don't actually support you or care about you or love you. But that's not true. That's
Maybe
not
it's
true.
you.
Maybe it's you.
Well,
That's what it was. And so I've just like let go of all of that this past year, and just
How do
let
you
go
feel?
of that. Oh my gosh, I feel amazing.
Good.
I feel amazing.
Good.
I was like so worried that, I don't know, my husband would just like reject me all of a sudden and just be like, you're not that cool anymore. You're not a cool girl. But that was not the case. He was very much like, I love all of you. You're a whole person, and I'm cool with all of it, you know? I mean, there's always going to be things that are like, that's kind of silly, but like,
Yeah.
it's not that I hate it or we're done or whatever, like weird stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it's to the point of just like girls being silly. I think it's so interesting because as boys get older, a lot of their like boy-like hobbies transition into like manhood.
Yeah.
Like cars, getting dirty, I don't know, like being rowdy. Like, the hobbies that apply to boys also apply to men.
Yeah.
And there's such a double standard because that doesn't apply to women. It's like there are girly hobbies, but at some point
You need to grow out of those.
You need to grow out of them. And that's not fair. Like that, okay. I mean, I see all of you with your big trucks. When are we going to outgrow those? Like, respectfully, it's a double standard. So at this point, I'm just like, we are accepting the glitter.
Yeah,
We are saying yes to the glitter.
exactly.
I think some of it too for me was I had these expectations for myself that I needed to get more mature. Like I needed to go from girlhood to womanhood. And womanhood was different than girlhood because now I have all these extra responsibilities. I'm an adult. I need to act like an adult.
Right.
Like sit still, look pretty, do the things, have a perfect house, all that. And then all of a sudden I realized, no, like I can literally dance around my kitchen like an absolute hooligan and sing at the top of my lungs, and that is amazing. And I should be doing that even as a woman, right?
Totally.
Like bringing those pieces. And that's what going to the Taylor Swift tour for me was like. And it brought out in me was just, I can still embrace my inner girl, my young girl, my 15-year-old self. I can cry to an Olivia Rodrigo song and be in a super secure marriage. You know?
Yes,
I can be like so upset for my younger self and feel all those feelings and watch a sappy movie or whatever, and then still be a responsible adult.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yes.
Can't wait for April
cute and
19th. Just going to throw that out there.
Are you going?
No, but I'm just going to listen to the album when it drops.
I think she's coming to Salt Lake. Right? Are we talking about... Oh, we're talking about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, yeah. No, she is
and I was
coming
like,
to Salt
she's
Lake.
coming, I think, in April, but
Yes.
also, yes.
That's what I was
to
thinking.
the new
So Long
album.
London Boy. That's going to be like, whew.
She's coming for Joe.
I know.
It's a 10-minute song almost.
Yeah.
I literally cannot wait to just... I'm going to lock myself in a dark room and
Right.
just sob.
But then
Yeah.
also be so secure in your marriage.
Yes. See? Multifaceted.
Right.
I love it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's girlhood for
Yeah.
you.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. It's just a fun time to be in, to like heal those parts of myself where I was like, I don't have to be that way. I don't know how many times I was told as a child, you're so mature for your age.
Yeah.
When I look back at that, that's like almost like predatory.
Yeah. You're
It's-
like,
it's kinda
I'm
creepy.
8. Please leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not appropriate to tell a kid that, you know, like if they are, whatever, that's their deal. But like, let a kid be a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
I agree with you.
All right. So, talking about authenticity, we kind of talked about that a little bit and how some things have pushed us to get there. What has helped you to live more authentically in your journey?
Probably living unauthentically was a good trial to see what I didn't want to portray anymore. Here's the thing. When I decided to just live to what felt authentic and comfy to me, it started curating the people around me naturally. I was able to like really curate my friends who had similar ideas or who were like-minded, and then people who didn't feel similarly or like didn't jive with me. They kind of like weeded themselves out. And the older I get, the more comfortable I am with the ideal that not everyone has to like me.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like I don't like everyone, you know.
Yeah.
And that's simply okay. And now that I'm sitting here as an adult, I'm really thankful for my friendships. I probably have the most fulfilling friendships not now in comparison to any other time in my life. And I think that's because of living authentically. So
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
If you're struggling with your friendships, you know, work on being more authentic, and maybe those friendships will blossom, or
yeah,
you'll find better ones.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't really be a good friend if you don't know who you are. Like it's really, really hard to always be trying to fit a certain mold for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exhausting.
like call that a friendship. Like it's not.
Like, what are you getting from that?
You're not.
How are you being fulfilled if you're always trying to fulfill someone else, but they can't do the same for you?
Right.
And if you're always like hiding a piece of yourself, like again, like how are you going to have a real friendship?
Yeah.
It's
How
not-
would they
It's
know?
not genuine.
How would they know that you're not living genuinely? And so I feel like that starts with you. Like any sort of friend turmoil is like a 2-part problem usually.
Yes.
But I feel like I've had to do a lot of self-reflection and make sure that I'm being true to myself. So me and my friends can serve each other in a more genuine way, because like if you're hiding and harboring like your true wants and needs and desires, and your friends and the people that you love don't know, that's not on them. That's not their fault.
Right.
And so I feel like my relationships, just my marriage, my friendships have become way more satisfying the more authentic that I feel like I'm living. And that's authenticity can be kind of a buzzword, because like what does that mean? And I feel like it kind of ebbs and flows every day, because we're all affected by like trends, and if someone said something mean to you, you might like want to reevaluate your character. And I feel like it's such a delicate balance of, no, this is who I am and what I believe to be right, and also being open to change, because I feel like a lot of people will be like, well, I'm just being authentic to myself. And I'm like, well, that's not a good reason to be.
Yeah.
I'm not going to swear on your podcast, right? It's not a good excuse to be rude.
Yeah.
I will not swear on your podcast. And so, I don't know, just the balance of being authentic, but also being open and willing to like some critiques.
Yeah. No, and you do make changes in your life, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not an excuse to be a horrible person.
Yeah,
right?
no, not at all.
Well, that's just who I am. Okay, well, that's stupid. You should change that.
Yeah, you're going to end up with no friends if you do that.
No,
But
I think authenticity is like not being ashamed of like some of the good parts about you that you have shoved down.
yeah.
But it's not an excuse for like not being kind
See,
to other
exactly.
people. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Something I've seen that you've shared just kind of your sentiments on is that kind of authenticity, but that it can be malleable. It's not that, who you are right now is who you're going to be forever. And people seem to hold us to these weird standards of that's who we are forever.
Yes.
How do you let go of that and live maybe in an ever-changing state?
That one is really hard, because, I mean, it would be so easy to be like, oh, I don't care what other people say. Yeah. But we all do to a certain degree. Absolutely. And I've had a fair amount of feedback from people being confused about me. Specifically, I've had a lot of change in my spirituality over the last couple of years, and I haven't been super open specifically on social media about it. Like, obviously the people that are close to me know.
That's a personal thing.
Yeah. I just decided a while ago that I can be private. I feel like when the birth of social media happened, it was like, we're going to share everything. And then as we've grown, it's been like, oh, I'm going to set some boundaries in place. And one of those boundaries for me was I don't owe an explanation to anyone about my spirituality specifically.
Of course. That's for you.
Yeah, we live in like a very dense religious community, and I make some choices that make a lot of the people around me uncomfortable, because they will see me, say, at church, and then they will see me doing something else, and they're like, well, isn't that a double standard? And I'm like, it could be to you, but it's
how I'm
not to
live
me.
My life. Yeah.
And
it really has nothing to do with that.
No, not at all. And the thing that I've had to say like over and over to myself is, it's okay if my beliefs make you uncomfortable. They don't make me uncomfortable. And so
you don't need their approval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And a lot of things have changed over the last 5 years. And the more that things change, I just have to be open and willing to like to change. Because I feel like it would be detrimental to my personal growth to be really rigid and unwilling to accept change. And so I'm trying to like be comfy with where I'm at, and okay if I'm making other people uncomfortable. And that's hard. Like, honestly, that's some days I'm like, ooh, that's, they don't like me, or they think this or that about me, and I just have to let it go.
I love the idea of I guess they call it cognitive dissonance, right? Is being okay with a situation that might be a little uncomfortable kind of thing,
Yeah.
or where two hard things can be true at the same time, like a paradox.
Yeah.
And that can be really tough, I feel like, when you are navigating your own authenticity in maybe this religiously dense area kind of thing. But for me personally, what you've shared has been very impactful for me. And I've really appreciated the example that you've set in just being yourself. And it's been
Thank
great.
you.
So
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I also really think it's amazing that you've gotten to a point where you are able to embrace yourself and be happy with whatever choices you're making and not let everyone else's like judgments or ideas of how they want to live like be inflicted on you too, because I think it can be really, really hard to not look around and need everyone's approval, especially in this day and age where everything is so like social mediaized and everyone sees everything. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I need everyone to approve of this decision or whatever. So I think it's awesome that you can find genuine joy in your choices and in the way that you want to live, despite what other people might say or not say, you know.
Thank you.
despite their trauma, let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
But that was a really hard lesson for me to learn too. Like, I don't need anyone's approval if this is something that makes me feel happy and good and I know is good for my life, and someone says, well, that makes you this type of person.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
okay, you can think that, but I don't need your approval. But that was such a hard lesson for me to learn and get to, because I was a huge people pleaser, recovering people pleaser. I'm
You're
like,
doing a great job.
you can walk all over me, sure.
So just run me over with your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry I was in your way.
But I wasn't. Yeah. So I think that's
It's a
pretty
hard
amazing.
lesson to learn,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And it's every day you just have to kind of remind yourself that you're happy with your choices. And I think that's another reason why it's important to have a support system, whether it's a partner, whether it's friends, whether it's a combination of both. I feel like my support system is one of the reasons I've been able to grow and change in like a very vulnerable way, because I feel supported by those people. So I don't need the validation of strangers.
Right.
And
Because the people who matter, you know exactly what they think.
right.
And
Right.
you're good with that relationship.
Yeah, and that's enough
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. As it should be. As it should be. We don't need validation from rando strangers on the internet.
I know.
No. Nope.
Yeah, easier said than done. That is for sure.
You mentioned that Taylor Swift and Beyonce and Barbie and all those things this past year kind of influenced, you know, this idea of girlhood and everything. But how specifically, how did Taylor Swift influence your perception of womanhood and empowerment?
So when I went to the Eras tour, I went with one of my longest standing best friends. And we did the whole thing. We made friendship bracelets. We had really like over the top outfits. We had gems in our hair, glitter on our face. And we were in this stadium with almost 100,000 other people. And I remember looking at her and thinking, when have you been in a crowd this big and have felt this safe?
Yeah.
Ever. Like, I have anxiety. I'm constantly worried about safety, especially as like our nation is very turbulent and a lot of unsafe things happen. And so stadium settings are a little unnerving for me. And I just remember being with Lexi and being like, it's so safe here. It feels so safe. And I think that is a testament to women. Like, it was just a bunch of girls and gays, and we just wanted to have a good time. Like, we just wanted to dance and to sing. And I feel like the Eras Tour specifically gave a platform to so many people to, like, look their inner child right in the face. It's just an opportunity to be young, to be silly, to be carefree, to do really wholesome activities as friends, as girls. And I feel like a lot of people who have attended the Eras Tour, and even who haven't, we've been chasing that high. We've been chasing more opportunities to feel safe and supported and carefree with our girlfriends. And I love Taylor Allison Swift. I think she cultivated this demographic.
Yeah.
But I think it's the fans who really curated that experience. And I think it's so meaningful. Like, I truly don't know how we can keep recreating it, but I hope that we can in the future.
I hope that this like awakened something big enough that we won't let it stop.
Yes, you know? I'm horrified that we will slip back into some of the old narratives and like forget that women can be girly. If you would like to, you can be carefree, you can be safe, you can be supported. And you don't have to be, I'm not sure how to explain this because I am a feminist, okay? I'm a feminist. And this has been like along the growing process for me, that a lot of times I've been like, I am strong, I can run with the boys, I'm as capable as men, I'm going to out-earn every man I see. And I lost a lot of my femininity doing that. And I feel like with the Eras Tour, with the Year of Barbie, it sort of gave all women a moment just to say, I can do all of those things. I can run with the boys. I can be capable. I can be an equal with any person. But it also gave us permission to dance
And put
and
glitter
to
on.
wear glitter. Yeah. And I feel like that had been lost, at least for me, for most of my adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
So it's great. It's great to be able to do both. Yeah, it's great to out-earn all the men, and it's also great to make friendship bracelets. Like, I want all the women to do both.
Strong, independent women who also like flowers.
Yes.
That consonant, what is it? What did I just say? Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yes.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
I also think, like, out of all the things in our world today, some people have been funny because I really like Taylor Swift, and they're like, oh my gosh, but she's a horrible influence. Which I'm not even going to get into that because that's not true.
No.
But I also think it's so funny to this point because I'm like, okay, so a strong, successful, incredibly talented woman is influencing us to make friendship bracelets and to go out and to meet new people in a safe environment and just become friends with each other and support each other and love each other.
To be so inclusive.
What more would you want? Like, that sounds so beautiful to me.
Yeah.
Yep. That
and they're like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're
but I'm like, we're breaking these
though?
molds and we're getting together and we're making friendship bracelets like we're 12 and it's bonding us like crazy. And it's such a small, good thing that I'm like, I mean,
don't take it from us.
Yeah.
Don't even try.
No,
you know,
they can't at this point.
No.
Like what you've said, the whole patriarchy thing, like it probably was very strategic and smart to pit women against each other. And I hope that we've kind of created that tidal wave that will never kind of shut that down, and we'll just keep propelling that momentum forward.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I really do.
More love for sure for each other than being enemies.
I know.
Yeah.
We
That's
don't need
crazy.
that anymore.
Yeah.
No.
We're good.
We do
Bye-bye.
not. Yeah. See you later. Never again.
No.
Nope. I love it.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about your experience going to the Eras Tour. Do we want to talk a little bit about ours as well, Marley?
Sure. We went, like we said, about a year ago. So a week before, that was when we got our tickets. A friend at work posted in a Slack channel, was like, hey, I got some tickets. It was a birthday miracle for them. Happens, we have the same birthday as this girl. And I was like, no way, there's nothing left or whatever. She had like linked the site because I saw it like the next day after she posted. And there were tickets.
That's crazy.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they weren't a bad price. Like,
I mean,
genuinely.
They were doable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
They were at the top of what I was willing to spend.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
It was doable.
Yes.
we wouldn't have been able to do it in our financial situation had it been any more.
Any
So
more
it
than
was-
that. Nope.
And they were cheaper than anything I had seen.
Right.
So that was shocking.
That's
Right.
wild.
So then I see that they're available. I call Kai and I'm like, there are tickets.
We have to
And I was
go.
like, we have to go. Anywho, so she's like, cool, let me call Hiram, her husband. And our husbands work together.
Oh, that's nice. It just circles through the group so
then,
quickly.
So I had called my husband. I had already told him what's going on. And she's like, cool, let me call Hiram. And Hiram's like, what did your wife do?
What do you mean?
Anywho, because, well, I had also asked her to go to New York with me.
Oh, my favorite place.
And so I went to New York for 24 hours, 2 days after I went to the Eras tour.
I love that for you.
Yeah, it was way fun. Last year was an epic year for me.
That is so fun.
So we got the tickets and then we drove down. I had like a birthday party on Friday night. And it was supposed to be like a fun little sleepover because I'm always trying to like live that girlhood. I never grew out of like sleepovers and fun little parties with my friends. Never grew out of that.
Themed parties.
Right.
Yes.
I was even talking to my mom about it the other day, how I always liked to have my friends dress up for my parties. Mm-hmm. We'd like go to Olive Garden, but everyone had to be dressed fancy. We'd go to a movie theater. We'd be dressed fancy, right?
Cute.
Everyone had to have a purse kind of thing.
Yes.
And so I like never grew out of that. I guess I never grew out of it, but I definitely stifled it for a little bit. Just
Now we're embracing
I'm
it
glad
again.
you're back.
all right, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. And so I had a birthday party, and then Saturday morning, we got up, we got in the car, we drove to Vegas, we got ready at Raising Cane's,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
and then we went to the Eras tour.
Did you dress up as a specific era?
I was red.
And I was Reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were. Also, Reputation.
So good.
Yeah.
That's the one album my husband has listened to all the way by himself. And he's
Oh.
like, this slaps. And I'm like, I know.
Yes, it does.
It slaps.
Yes, it does.
It's so good. So is Reputation your favorite era?
Yes. Just patiently awaiting the
Patiently.
drop. The re-record.
Taylor's version. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. With all the vault tracks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't wait.
I know. She's
And then she comes out of left field and she's like, how about just a brand new?
which is I am grateful.
Yeah.
We're grateful.
But also, where is it?
I also was just wondering, where is Reputation? When's that happening? I don't like to say this aloud, but I'll tell among friends.
Among friends. Say friends.
I'm going again in Miami.
So
exciting.
I'm taking my eldest daughter. She'll be almost 10. And that will be, it just feels historical at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like, we must go and it will be lovely.
Experience it.
But I do have my fingers crossed that maybe Reputation will be out by then. You know,
Wait, when is the Miami one?
October of this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. April to October.
Could
That's
it?
a long
Well,
time.
yeah, we'll see. It's
gotta be.
I've been waiting forever.
We're praying for it.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a favorite song in Reputation?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, don't blame me. I sobbed through when she sang it live. I could not keep it together. I cried the whole concert.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I have so many videos of me and Lexi we're just sobbing, and I still can't quite.
Like pinpoint?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure why, other than it was just like a very magical experience. It was spiritual.
Yeah.
Like it was a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, don't blame me. Are you a Reputation girly?
I really like Reputation. I didn't when she released it, which is so funny. But I was,
That-
younger. And
It was 2017.
and
so
I hadn't fully embraced all that Taylor Swift was going to be,
Right.
So I was like, this is so weird.
we'll forgive you.
And then now I'm like, no, I genuinely do love it.
It's so good.
Like, I love it. I mean, this is the problem, though. Like, today I was listening to Fearless, and I was like, this is just, it's beautiful. Like, I love it.
Okay, I'm going off the rails. I know that we have a
please.
prompt. If you have to choose your top 3 favorite songs out of all albums, what are they? On the spot. This was not in the layout. So
Okay, my number one is All Too Well, 10-minute version, Sad Girl version.
Autumn Girl for sure.
Autumn Girl version.
Sad Girl.
I don't know if you've heard this one. Go look it up. It just,
Yeah, it's good.
ooh, there is something about the moment. Also, Illicit Affairs just gets me every time. She doesn't sing the full song. It's just a piece of the song in the Eras tour. And she's just so raw and emotional.
It
in
is so good.
For me, it's like her like extra emotional songs. But then we come back around and it's Shake It Off, number 3.
gosh.
Because
That
I know.
was surprising.
I know, it came out of left field. Because it just never lets me down. Never. I mean, not that any of her songs do, but like whenever I need to pick me up, Shake It Off is the one I go to. Always.
I mean, it's friendly. That's
It
for
is.
sure.
Yeah,
It's
it is
friendly.
so good. For me, this one is like funny because at the time I didn't even remember that it existed, but right now I love 15 from
yeah.
Fearless.
that one's so sweet.
Yes.
Because I feel like it's healing my inner child. Like
yeah.
all the things I didn't know when I was 15, and just she was a huge part of me growing up and becoming who I became. And I know that sounds cheesy, but I'm like, I love that. And I couldn't have anticipated all of the amazing things that were going to happen into my adulthood. So I feel like that's like such a nostalgic one.
Yes.
I love Cruel Summer
Obviously.
because it's a bop.
The
We have to
bridge.
scream
The bridge
the
is
bridge.
just
Yes.
just phenomenal.
It has
so
become iconic.
yeah.
Yes.
Just that bridge.
Yep. Stunning.
And then for the third one, I'm gonna make you go, and I need to think for a second. So you tell us your three.
The whole discography is just
Yeah.
like shuffling.
All of it. Oh my goodness.
It's tough.
I've recently become a folklore girly. I wasn't, which is so wrong, but I wasn't until I went to the tour, and then I decided I really needed to get to know her later albums. And so The One is my favorite. Yeah. And Right Where You Left Me, which is a vault track.
And it's your top one, your top pick.
Yes. Is that on Red? We're going to look it up.
Probably.
I think
so.
it's on Red.
I think
It's one of her vault tracks, though, and it is it's so good. We're going to find out because, Right Where You Left Me. Is it on Red? Am I right? Oh, no. It's Evermore.
Oh, JK.
It's Evermore, everyone. I'm almost positive.
Right where
I think it's Evermore. You know, I can't be trusted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Evermore.
Okay.
So, Right Where You Left Me.
But it is a bonus track on Evermore.
Yeah, right.
on the
Okay.
deluxe the
Oh,
deluxe
it's the
version.
bonus track.
Yeah.
I was like, is it a vault track? Okay, Right Where You Left Me. What was my first one? What did I tell you? What did I say? Did I? Oh, the one.
The one, yes.
The one. And then Don't Blame Me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you
Reputation.
think of her switch from Invisible String to the one?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I'm not like an Invisible String girly. I also know it's like a tribute to Joe Alwyn, and he can kick rocks. So
Right.
yeah.
I think it was very pointed as well. The
Did
like
you
switch.
get? Which one did you get? Because you were so early.
We had Invisible String.
And you did not get Long Live?
No.
Oh,
I know.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
we were so early that only a few people had friendship bracelets.
Right. We had one friendship bracelet. This was the one.
What?
And a friend of ours gave it to us like the day before.
Because she went
Had
to
no
the
idea.
first one in Arizona.
I think
went to the very
that, I
first
mean,
one.
that started with the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
No, it did. Like,
Yeah.
she didn't tell us to do that. She didn't come out and say, hello, everyone, bring your friendship. Nope. We just...
no. We
She
just
didn't even
did.
tell us to dress up in her eras either.
Yeah.
We just did.
I love us,
Yeah.
honestly. So
Swifties
fun.
are life.
Yes.
I love us, too.
I do, too.
It's kind of like what you're saying, how like the fans really curated everything around it. Like she kind of like lit the flame,
Yes.
and then we just made it a wildfire.
yeah.
And
I love
coming
that.
back to my third, I think it's got to be Mastermind.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Midnight. That was on
Okay.
Midnights just because it just speaks to my soul.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a good one.
I
such
love
a good
it.
one.
It makes me sad that she felt so different and
yeah.
so like pushed out. And I also understand that, well, I don't understand because I'm not famous like her, but I
Right.
understand the idea
Right.
of like, she just must not feel like she gets to live like a normal life and that people kind of pick her apart, but that she has this like beautiful plan. So I love that one.
That's a good one.
Right now.
I know.
I know.
You can
It
ask us
changes.
tomorrow.
But
It
yeah,
changes
like
a lot.
literally it could be completely different tomorrow.
You
Yeah.
asked me the other day, and I think it was bigger than the whole sky. Is what
Yeah.
I had said that
Yeah.
day. I'm like, what did you say that day? It was something different.
Every day's a new Taylor Swift day.
yeah.
Honestly, there's so many good ones to choose from.
Yeah.
So I'll text you guys tomorrow and
Yeah.
give me a new list.
Exactly.
I love that.
Oh, it's just whatever is feeling right for whatever I'm going through in the moment. you know?
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have kept you for a long time.
Oh.
So-
I've loved every minute.
I have absolutely loved it too, but we would just kind of want to wrap it up. Do you have any advice for our audience? It is women.
Hello.
On living
Women.
on living authentically, embracing this girlhood, and just anything else that you'd like to say.
Yeah.
Just give it a go. I think is my best advice. Like, try a pink drink. Go out to lunch with your girlfriends. Like, go wander Target. Like, I don't know. What are all the things that we love to go take a bath? Read a book.
Read a book.
Get some skincare, give it a try, because I just don't know anyone who's tried it who's been like, no, that's no good.
Yeah.
Because it is good and it's fun, and it's really wonderful to have a camaraderie specifically among women. There's nothing like it. I wish you could bottle it up and sell it, but the friendship and the support among women who have just any mutual interests, and there's always something.
Yeah.
And
Always some
I think
sort of overlap, for sure.
and luckily for us, it was Taylor Swift. And I feel like so many women have found a connection just through her, and it starts like immediate friendships.
Yeah.
So just give it a go.
Yeah.
Just give it a go.
Embrace the inner girlhood.
Right.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of those immediate connections, those immediate friendships. I feel
Yeah.
like that's something we just needed.
Like, what's the
Leave in the
worst
past.
that could happen? Honestly, like, oh, sorry, you get some glitter on your face. I don't know.
You have a new friend.
Yeah, like, oops, you got too many friends. Too many people at your party. That's my worst nightmare, actually. I don't want that, but
No.
a reasonable amount of
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Give it a
I
go.
love it. Yeah.
Well, we're going to link all of Meg's socials in this episode as well. Please check out Post and Page. They are so, so cute. And you even had some fun Taylor Swift stuff on Post.
Recently.
I remember.
I did.
But-
Post isn't on a bit of a hiatus, so she'll be back. Probably.
Well, follow it anyway so that you can be there when she comes back. Probably.
Yes. Yes. Probably.
I love that. And pick up a book and start reading from your Kindle.
Avatar. That's the one to start with. A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Absolutely. Sponsored by Sarah J. Maas. Not. But don't we wish?
Right. Don't we
Yeah.
wish?
If she wants.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Give us a call. Any of us.
Thank you so much for coming on, Meg.
yeah.
You're the best.
You're the best.
It's so fun.
All right. Bye.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Living Big podcast. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review.
Join us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for all the things from relatable mom memes to fun girls' night ideas with your besties. See you next week.